Hey, peace family, class is in session. Let's go. I'm really excited about this lesson today because it is one of the fundamental principles of everything we're talking about, which our end goal is building a legacy, which we've defined in other classes. And in order to build a legacy, we talk about one of our main principles is building wealth, right? And so what is wealth, Jay? Wealth is having an abundance of assets that supersedes our liability and our debt. See, the critical part about that is because most of us think if we get a good 7-figure job or 6-figure job or 7-figure entrepreneur income or a good government job or just making more money, we have now become rich or wealthy. But making more money or having an abundance of money does not, even hitting a lotto, being an NBA player, all those things do not define wealth. You only have wealth when there's an abundance, an overflow of assets. That's what abundance means, an overflow of cash or assets that supersedes the amount of liability and debts that you have. So we got to do both things at the same time in order to have wealth. And we talked about in our other classes that in order to have legacy, you have to have wealth. There is no legacy without wealth. And there is no wealth without lowering your liabilities, your debt, and the expenses you pay while maintaining and growing and acquiring more assets and cash in an abundant way, right? So for all of us who are thinking about really being family CEOs, the CEOs of our last name, we have to be very serious about the acquisition of assets, the retention of cash, the abundance of wealth, but by at the same time being very, very financially responsible, financially astute, disciplined, and even conservative in our spending, only taking on good debt and minimizing our liabilities. You know, our philosophy is to create cash, to keep cash, to grow cash, to protect cash, protect it, and pass it on. That's legacy. So in this lesson, you're understanding, one, the importance of the acquiring cash and wealth, but also growing it, but keeping it through financial responsibility, only taking on good debt through proper leverage strategies, right? I'm down with you using your credit and taking on debt. Let's take on good debt, strategic debt, and then growing from there, right? So that is how we literally build wealth. It's not a mystical thing. It's not about just how much money you make, because if you make more money to only spend more money, all you did was break even. If you make $1 million a year and now your lifestyle's went up to $1 million a year lifestyle, you just broke even, like you were $100,000 a year. So we have to at some point be disciplined in our spending in order to achieve that abundance. All right. So thank you guys again. Class is out of session. I just wanted to give you some quick games, some perspectives, some things to think about and adopt as the CEO for your last name. Make sure you like this video. Please comment, give me feedback, subscribe to our channels, share so the world can hear more of this information because we're teaching it here right now. It's our turn. And outside of sharing, I want to see you in our next lesson. Class will be back in session soon.